welcome to an introspective look with 8-Star Anime. I'm your host, David, with Chris Brown. Today, we're going to discuss the fallacies of man in a brawl for hunger and pride in Bento. Nah, just kidding with y'all.
I couldn't give a straight face. I was like, no, there's like no way. I was like, there's like no freaking way.
That's as hard as we got. That's it. That's all the class you get.
There's no way we're changing that format. Anyways.
But it is Bento.
Yes, sir. We've gone through the last 4 episodes, episodes 9 through 12, where we get to see, well, all sorts of action. That's
and character development and backstory and everything that's been wrong in the first 8 really got better in the last 4.
So, to kind of quickly summarize, we go from our first episode where we get a little bit of backstory of our constant, how do you want to describe our hateful...
The student president?
Yeah.
The domineering, respectful, secret crush on her best friend. That isn't so secret. Yeah, it's about her this day. Her and, what's the girl's name? Yoshi?
God, I can't remember off the top of my head. Well,
Kyoshi,
something like that.
Yeah.
The girl who loves her all BL and does all her kind of stuff and whatnot. And this entire episode is based on getting to know our student president. So that includes everything from her hate for Sato to...
Which is understandable.
Yes.
I don't really like him.
To her interaction with the other schools, the
presidents,
the presidents, the twins, and her undying love and care for her best friend, which goes...
Who loves to write mail on male smut.
Pretty much. And this episode just goes from weird to weirder real quick.
Yeah, this is like if you are into girl on girl, but you want to keep it PG, and 35% really weird, this is the episode. Yeah, I mean...
at a certain point, I just kind of was like, the only episode where literally there's no actual fighting. It's just just straight character development. Just so you have an idea of what the president's about. If you didn't already figure it out.
Even in the bikini episode, there was a brawl in the pond.
Yeah.
Or the swimming pool.
And yet, this one is just kind of like, no, we're just going to talk about the president and why she is the way she is and how she acts.
And they don't really even go into why. They just like, here she is, and here's everything she's been holding back on.
Pretty much.
And we're grateful she was holding back.
Yes.
So let's get out of episode 9 and pop over to 10, which is really what 10, 11, and 12 are really a big arc.
It wasn't to me. I think this is where the series that we've been seeing, just randomness finally comes together into some form of...
Yeah, these are the threads being pulled together to make it an actual reason.
Yes.
It's still kooky. They're fighting for food.
But hey.
But they're fighting for pride.
Well, episode 10, they're trying to figure out who has been going around beating up different people that actually have non-negayers, people that actually have, I guess, some status.
Wolves.
Some wolves. And...
Not pups.
Not the pups. Not the random dudes. So, what the problem is, their signature is they just leave a shopping basket on the heads of those...
And beat their opponents so bad they black out and don't remember.
So, we finally, at the end of the episode, we finally figure out who they are, because...
Orthos.
They're Orthos.
2-headed dog. Mm-hmm. Not much like the 3-headed Cerebus.
And, so far, nobody can identify them until... they decide to make a run into the same group again.
Take the stage, as it were.
And so then they realize, oh, the 2-headed dog is the twins.
Clever writing.
So it makes a lot of sense. So now this big surprise, okay, we now know who Orthros is, and now, how do we stop them?
Because they're unstoppable.
They're too good. They beat everybody. You know, they've beaten the Monarch at this point. They've beaten the Pervert, the Wizard. They've beaten everybody. And
the beauty by the lake, the brunette. The monk!
And now we get to episode 11 where
Fight the ice
Beth
witch.
Witch.
Yeah.
and
And I mean, the pervert tries to help.
yeah, but didn't quite go over too well. So now we go for the head to episode 12. Well, we're thinking, oh no, what happened to the ice witch? And it just turns out she's
She's got a cold.
cold. So she can't make it to the fights. That sucks. So who has to step in? Sato.
But wait! There's a subplot!
Yes, there is. Apparently, the two twins have just recently got back into fighting with the wolves because apparently, in the past, there's a man who goes by the Nandagara of Heracles.
Combo.
And he has figured out a way to put a stop to them.
Because they were even dangerous back then. If they're seniors in high school now, which I think most of the main characters are, then this would have been their freshman year when 3 years ago during a dog day of summer.
Oh, yeah. And he's figured out a way to stop them. And this way is not your traditional methods, at which...
Warning!
I mean, I'm actually not giving a spoiler.
No, let's do it. Warning,
Warning,
we're going to spoil this.
Okay.
So from here forward, we're just finishing up the story, and we're going to talk about it in whole. And we have no idea how long this is going to take, so
bear with us.
Go watch it, come back, and find our final numbers.
Great. So basically, what you're looking at is he's decided, well, hell, they're too good. We're just not going to fight you. Go get your bento and leave. So that crushes them because now they're not in the fight.
Because they were never in it for the half-price food.
They were in it for the brawl. And if they take the brawl away, what's the point? Well, when Heracles comes back again and starts trying to recruit everyone that's there, the brunette, monk, all of them together.
And it looks like he's going to.
And it looks like he's going to actually pull it off. And they go to leave. Sato, who has been running for some strange reason.
Yeah, they see him just take off
running. And he comes back soaked.
I really thought he was going to go get the ice witch.
To be honest, I thought so too when I first watched it.
I didn't think she would fight because she was sick, but I thought he was going to go get her and bring her back so that she could egg them on to brawl.
But to me, he's the main character. To have him do it, to me, it was a bigger impact.
Right.
Than the ice witch. Because, well, he's the pervert. I mean, the funny part about it is they actually do talk about how he's getting stronger. He's actually a lot better than
they still call him the pup at times too.
The pup, yeah.
I do like that better.
But the idea is he's not as weak as they perceive him to be.
Maybe next season he can be the ice dog.
There was a next season. But in this case, he comes back, but he's soaking wet from the rain. He's sweating. He's like, but he's winded. He's tired, and they're like, "Sato, do something! Sato, do something!" And
wait.
He's like, "Wait for it."
Wolves have another way of communicating.
At that point, his stomach growls, which is the typical communication amongst wolves that, well, shit, we're all in it for the goods. It's like, let's get it on.
Which just seems to have a weird effect to create a grumble in everybody's tumble.
Yeah, I know.
I have a rumbly in my tumbly.
And so at that point, Sato says, "Nah, we're gonna get it done." So everyone starts brawling like normal. Heracles is like, "Well, F you all." I'm about to say, if you're not gonna do my plan, let's fight.
Let me take my vest off.
At which he proceeds to get his ass beat. And then at the end, you get all your main characters in a row, and with Sato in the center telling Orthros, "Hey, bring it." And at that point,
they brought it.
So, and at the end, everyone's going for the big seal, and all we see at the end of it is everyone's eating except for Sato.
In the park.
In the park, everyone's eating.
Even twins, they're sitting in the circle.
But the twins, if you ever notice, are actually not eating
a bento.
Are not eating bento. They're eating the noodles and the rice ball and stuff like that, which means they lost. Which proves that no matter how strong you are, there's always a way to preserve them and be able to bounce way through.
You can roll a crit. Not a quit.
A crit, yeah. And all we get at the end is Sato presenting the Ass Witch with, the big honor seal, saying, he won, he got it. For her. They share the bento, and that's the end of our series. I mean...
Yeah, no, he's right.
I mean, that's pretty much it. They enjoy their food, and that's it. And that's after the went. I like it. I like the way it's going. Like, suddenly, the whole randomness and the whole dumbness of it from the earlier episodes kind of gets, to me, less dumb.
I can agree with this for one specific reason, and when we start talking about scoring, I'll go into it.
So, yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, this show, to me, I think is worth your time. It's a little silly, but if you like the action, like the comedy to it, worth your time.
If you want a semi-harem sports-esque anime of overcoming and slight character development, I have to agree.
I mean, it's the way to go. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the scoring real quick, because unfortunately, even on this day, we're on time crunch. So, so start with the visuals. This is the one time where I thought the visuals was interesting because during the fight with Otheros, they're using the shopping baskets to help fight.
Yeah.
We're not watching them just use the baskets. It's almost like there's an aura around these two.
Right, of darkness.
Darkness, like, oh crap, these guys are gonna whoop our ass.
The other thing that's really cool is the way they do the flashbacks in a different kind of style of anime.
Yeah.
It's not like 100% different. Maybe like they turn down the production value to about 80% and kind of give this grainy look to it, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I do like that. So realistically, I would have to give it a 2.
Boom!
Because why not?
It's done well.
There's nothing wrong with the visuals of the show in any way, shape, or form. We'll go into audio next, at which, unless you have something to add to the visuals.
No.
Okay. We'll go into audio, which, this is where we go back to episode 9, because for some odd strange reason, the audios in that episode amused the shit out of me.
Did they?
Yes. Because they have like this, like...
Oh, this beautiful traditional Japanese-like music.
While this scene of a forbidden fruit just happens to be in front of us. And I'm just like, what's going on? I'm just like, what happened?
Oh, our Japanese brethren. You with your weird fixation for love that should not exist. And how star-crossed lovers will always be doomed. And your love for that tragedy. You must love Shakespeare.
That and also the very last episode where they flop the intro and outro.
Yeah.
Because it's a moment of, I think the outro...
Finality.
It is, but at the same time, the outro kind of fits the beginning of the episode a little bit more than the intro would.
Well, I mean, this is the episode that's going to pay the bills, and
yes,
it does.
It does.
So for me, I was going to say was, as dumb as I felt this story was through all these episodes,
yeah,
the music has always been good.
Yeah.
And the music has carried it, and it carried it even doubly so in the 11th and 12th episode for me. The soundtrack was that moment in a movie where the music picks up and you know the hero's going to do the thing that the hero needs to do. You don't know how he's going to do it, but he's fixing to make it do. Mm-hmm. The girls, they are heroes in their own right, even when they're the villains. So,
which is funny because we talk about, the villains per se, but in essence, there really is no villains.
Well,
in the series.
there were some jerks.
There's some situational villains, I guess you want to put it that way, but
the dude who ran the dog pile, or dog pound, or whatever they call themselves, and they did tricks to keep people from brawling.
Yeah, I mean,
they're like the realest villains in here. And then
Heracles.
No, well, Heracles was okay.
He kind of is a bad.
He's a bully, but he's not really a villain. Yeah. No, the other guy, the monarch.
Yeah, he would have been another one.
He was kind of an arc villain, and he was a bad guy. I mean, he was all like, I'm going to defeat these people because my sensei or senpai was defeated by that senpai, and I can't get revenge against them, whatever.
Yeah, it's weird backstory. But the audio, I mean, giving it a 2, I think, is about right for these last 4 episodes.
I will agree for the last 4 episodes, but overall,
it's a 1.
But it's a good high 1.
Yes. Because to me, it does what it needs to do, and does it, to me, very well. So now we go to story, Now, we're going to take story for these last 4 episodes quite seriously. Should say last 3, so we'll put 9.
Yeah, number 9.
9's kind of like
there was no story. It was
a side thing, just to kind of.
Well, I mean, it was just an experience.
It really
a
was.
very awkward, sensual experience.
But the actual last 3, where we get the actual fight with the twins and everything, I think was a story that actually makes what the show have purpose, in a sense. Because now it's not just random fighting, there's a reason they're fighting. It's not just now we realize it's not just for the food. It's truly for the brawl.
I think many of these people would have been okay if they had just joined an amateur judo club or something.
Yeah.
I mean, had they done American-style television wrestling, I think they would have got the same fix. I still think the whole premises of this is dumb. But this payout is good for the dumb premise. I give it a 1 all the way through. I know I've been critical on the story. There's probably times that I gave it none. And I'm giving this one a 1. And I think, all in all, at least the story stays true to itself. It's weird, but it owns it. It owns it, I meant to say. It owns it all day, every day.
I think a 1's just about right, because it's not like, oh, it started out one way, and then they're like, oh, and the writers were like, oh shit, we should do something different. No, they're like, fuck it.
I mean,
we're going long haul.
This Bento and Kaijo, which we've reviewed as well, to me, they're like sister episodes, even though they're so different.
Yeah.
They're so weird, and they owe up to it, and they keep it. And I like that honesty.
Well, see, that's the thing about shows that are like that. It's, you have your Keijo, you have Bento. I mean, I know you didn't really care much for Monster Musume, for instance.
No, I like Monster Musume. I just don't like it with other people.
Well, what I'm saying is,
it's like, a guilty pleasure for me.
Yeah, but still, it's still a show that goes a direction and keeps forward to it. And they don't change anything. They don't try.
I will say this about Bento, as compared to Kaijo and Monster Mune. Yeah. Monster Mune and Kaijo relied on a sexuality, and they ramped it up to carry it.
Yes.
This never ramped up the violence. This never ramped up the sexuality.
Nah.
There is fan service, but there's just as much fan service in episode 3 as there was in episode 9. So they never ramped it up. The music ramped up. The story ramped up. The characters ramped up. While we were watching it, didn't I tell you? I would love to see these characters in a normal kind of anime telling a real story. I love the characters. They're fun.
And I agree to that.
Except the guard.
The
who
guard
wants to shove batteries up pubescent boys' asses. That wasn't a stumble. There was no.
There's no stumble to that. All I can think of is he's sitting there waiting at the gate. He's talking to his guy. Batteries. And he's just like, nope.
I'm out of here, Jack.
See ya. And
I'm just saying, if you made a TV show in America where a guard of a school wanted to assault a 17-year-old boy with batteries, that show would get seriously taken off the air.
Real quick. So, overall enjoyment, I have to give it a 2, because this series does what I thought it was going to do since episode 1.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, hey, half-price food, let's fight over it. Hey, look at me, I won a bento, yay. I got my ass kicked, shit. It's kind of like...
I give the entertainment value of this a 1 with a thumbs up. There are just some stupidity to it for me. That's me. And that's my failures. I get that.
You mean like the way the credits and like they're all running to get to the supermarket, and also we just see the student president just clothesline Sato
that
out of
was
nowhere.
Funny.
Clothesline out of nowhere.
But I'm more of a family-oriented movies and shows. I do like drama, not necessarily tragedy.
Okay.
I'm more of a comedy guy, and while this has comedy bits, it's more of an action fight thing.
Yeah. I do have some other...
It's a very good anime. It's just not a very good anime for Dave.
That's fair. So, ladies and gentlemen, I personally give this series 6.
Total?
Overall, I give it about 6.
I've given it a 5.
And I think that upper middle pack-ish sounds about right for the show.
Yeah, I mean...
like I said...
I would not call it Anime 101, but I would definitely call it Anime 102.
Like it's up there. Like I mean, there's better series I can introduce you to that would get you further in.
Or you watch a couple of the Studio Ghibli movies that we've done in the beginning, 2 or 3 of those. Once you get through that weirdness, you'll be ready for this.
Indeed, I would have to agree to that. And sorry that we put Monster Musume up much earlier than we probably should have. But
Well, we had both seen it before.
yeah, actually, to be honest, there is another Monster series I do want to get. It's a little more slice of life, a little more trying to upbringing type stuff. Interviews with Monster Girls is one of the ones that
I've
does
seen
really
it, but I
well.
haven't. I've seen it on the show, but I haven't
Yeah.
watched it. I'm looking
think-
forward to getting back to Mysterious Girlfriend X,
I agree.
and I'd like to get back into some Ronin Warriors. Ronin Warriors has not held up as well as I remember from high school,
It hasn't,
but I still want to see it in the Japanese.
That's the problem, though. Like, even if I'm watching in Japanese, it still doesn't seem to hold up to me. Like the way I used to remember.
It's because we're not 14.
Because I remember we used to watch this. Like, this is freaking awesome. Yeah. Now it's kind of like. I mean, it's a good
You
nostalgia.
would probably think the same way if you watched G.I. Joe or I don't know what or
I mean-
even Power Rangers. When did you watch as a kid? Because we're about 10 years old.
Yeah, it's about right. I mean, I've seen G.I. Joe. I mean, it's one of those things. Where, shoot, I even saw Fat Albert and the Cosmic Kids before that went off the air. So.
Well, that's a different type of cartoon, and it
may be a different type of cartoon, but that was still rolling its way off.
I mean, it was entertaining, no
It was
doubt.
entertaining as hell. Anyways, but to be honest, the '80s cartoons, stuff like that, Transformers, G.I. Joe,
Right.
and all that kind of stuff. Even today, I probably would look at it and go, I'll be like, "Hey, check this out! Watch this. This is great."
Yeah, they're very formulaic, but at the same time, if you like them, you know you're gonna like every one of them.
Every one of them. So I mean, it's what it is. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up for the day.
And we'll see you on the next one.
Indeed.